Hello. How old are you? All right. What do you got on the topic? What did I get wrong?
I actually don't think you got anything wrong.
Okay.
Um,
Well, go ahead.
actually, I kind of like to add to, I don't know, I kind of like to add to the conversation as far as mothers not destroying their daughters, but hold on. Yeah, not destroying their daughters, but having some type of animosity towards their daughters, like they want to be better, not better than them in a sense.
What do you mean? I mean,
Like,
go
what
ahead.
can I
Go ahead and say
what
what
can
you
I
mean.
use as an example? Like my grandmother, for instance, with my mother before she passed, my mom was a single mother. She had me at 15. And my mom always wanted to get ahead or go to school or whatever. And she kind of kept her in this box, like, oh, well, you can't leave, or I need you, or whatever, whatever. But it kind of wasn't beneficial to her life. You
Okay.
get what I'm saying? So it's like I kind of see it that way, like what you're saying, and even my aunt today with my grandmother, like seeing it from my grandmother, um, I see those traits in my aunt. She's like, I want to move to Texas, but I can't leave my mother.
Say it again. I want to move to Texas, but I can't leave my mom.
Yeah, like I
Hmm.
see that, and
Well,
it's like I don't know
a
where.
lot of times, a lot of times, women feel like they gave up their youth for their kids.
Right,
Like it's almost like you owe your mom. It's like a lot of these women, their mothers feel like you owe them for being born and for you raising them. And honestly, you don't owe your mama nothing. Your mama should have had a husband, and then whatever she was due, she should have got from her husband.
right.
What's your relationship was like? What is your relationship like with your mom?
Before my mother passed away, I mean, we had like a conflicting relationship, I guess you could say. But she was still young though too, so it's kind of like a kid raising a kid.
Do you have any
You know
children?
what I'm saying? I have children now. Yeah,
Are you single or are you married?
I'm not married, but
So you're single.
yeah,
So what? Do you have any daughters?
yeah, I have a daughter.
Okay, so what are you going to do with her?
Um, I mean, I'm gonna encourage her to go to school. I finished college,
Okay.
but I'm gonna encourage her to go to school. You know, but if I don't, I guess I mean everyone's biased, but I'm not like to the point where I'm gonna say, you know what, you need to go to school and you need to do this and that because you're just not gonna make it anywhere in life.
Well, so if you understand what you didn't get, is
Right.
what is school gonna? School is something that you do. Okay,
Yeah.
but what about relationships?
Right. I mean,
That's what I'm asking. What are you going to recommend your daughter do as far as relationships? Because if you know you and your mom had a contentious relationship and you're not
right.
married, what is school going to do for your daughter?
It's not gonna do anything for a relationship. But if we're speaking on the terms of relationship, I mean, I would want her to be married first.
Okay, but my guess also what I'm saying is what
Right.
if your mother had told you, "Hey, daughter, you need to prioritize you need a man in
Mm-hmm.
addition to school and everything else." You think things would have been any different?
Mm, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say.
Well, let me ask you a hard question then. How old are you?
29,
And you're in what state?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. So it's fair to say that having a child out of wedlock
Right.
is difficult.
Yeah.
So if you were raised to believe that the only way I'm gonna have a child needs to be in the context of being married first, and then a child through planning, would you wouldn't be in the situation you're in right now.
No.
So how is that not better? Well, that's what I'm
I
saying. That
mean, yeah, yeah, it's better.
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. The nicest way I'm trying to say it is, why are women having kids out of wedlock? Like that's like it's no big deal when you know how hard it is to be a single mother.
I mean, that's true. Um, that's true though.
Okay, so what I'm asking you about, if your mother would have told you to make sure you had a man first, would things be different? You say you don't know, and I'm like, well,
Because I guess it's the way we kind of conditioned to think. So it kind of conflicts when you think about it. You know what
no,
I mean?
no, I don't. Explain.
So like like you were just talking about this whole time, right? It's like, mothers kind of encourage their daughters, like, make sure like I said, make sure, you have a way to support yourself as well, first before, you jump into relationships, marriage, whatever.
No, you're not
So
supposed to have a way to support yourself before you jump into a
right,
marriage. That's not.
right.
That makes no sense. Because by the time you can support and take care of yourself,
Mhm.
one of the major reasons for being involved with somebody is removed. Today, so
Yeah.
many women want to be stable before they're in a relationship. That makes no sense.
But that's what I'm saying. So like that's what I mean. The general idea is like conditioned already.
So what I'm
So
saying
it's
is, if
like,
your mother would have told you to get into a relationship early, marry earlier, you wouldn't have a kid right now without a husband.
no, I blame
That's
her.
my whole point. We have made it to the fact of where women can have children without husbands if we made it okay.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Well, so I'm asking you, what are you going to do different with your daughter if you're not even telling her that a man is required?
Right.
I know it's right, but what are you going to do? Because to me, what it sounds to me like is you could just tell your daughter to go to get a college degree, and she's gonna follow in your same footsteps. She's gonna be a single mother.
I mean, I feel like she could still go to school, but still, be in a relationship and get married. Like I've seen stories where people get married,
What's more important? What's more important,
Hmm.
school or marriage? You can't have both. Pick one. Which is more important?
That's a hard decision though. Just given
Pick
what
one.
hmm, marriage is more important.
Do you really believe that?
I feel like it is because I feel
Well, if
like
you
that's
really
the
believe that,
overall
if you
goal.
really believe that, then you'll be prioritizing that in the way you talk to your daughter. I think you're saying that because you know it's probably the right thing to say, but I don't think you believe that.
No, I do believe it. I do believe marriage is like, I mean, because at the end of the day,
Is it
that's the
more
end
important
all
than going
be
to
all to
college?
procreate.
Is it more
You know what
important
I
than going
mean?
to college?
I think the reason why we're on
Is it more
Earth,
important than going to college?
hmm, it's more. I feel like it's more important to go to college because not everybody goes to college.
You think it's more important to go to college?
To be married and have a life partner,
Ma'am, you got a
yeah,
college degree, right?
yeah, I do.
Okay, so what? You got a college degree and no husband. Anybody can be a baby mom, just like anybody can go to college. It is more important to get to be married than go to college because most people have jobs. We got people who come into this country illegally, who
Mhm.
surpass the people who've been in here for generations because they have family. You're alone as a single woman with a baby. Are you making over $100,000 a year?
I'm not.
Then, ma'am, you are doing it all by yourself. Would it not be better to have a husband and his mother and father and your mother and father and all of the extended family that comes along with nuclear families? Even if you were making middle class money, if you had two sets of grandparents and two sets of cousins, would it not be better than single mama degree by yourself?
It would be better, but then it's like it would be better. I said I think that it's
But
totally
what's the
better if
fear?
we
What's the
lived in
fear
this.
though?
I do, but I think it'd be better like if we could say it's better if we lived in this perfect world, right?
No, we could
But we
say
don't live in
no. I
this
don't want
world.
that perfect world example. We could say it's better if women acted like
No,
y'all.
but seriously,
We could say
especially from where I come from.
we could say it's better if women acted like it's not a perfect world. It's a matter of you ladies staying in your damn place and not leaving your relationships.
This is true, but I mean, men have to do the same though, in a
See, what I
sense.
want you to understand is this is the same bullshit verbal judo that y'all always do.
Mm-hmm. As far as like just
50
back and forth.
we have a higher than 50% divorce rate, but eight out of 10 times women initiate divorce. Women leave relationships, not men. See, what I want you guys to understand is I just asked a very simple question. Which is better, going to college or being married? She knows being married and coming from nuclear families on both sides is better, but she can't say it because it would invalidate what she's doing. So she has to say, no, you need college so you can have a job in case a man leaves you. But the problem is, you ladies are the ones that are wrecking your own homes. You ladies are the ones that are leaving. Men are doing what we're supposed to. Women are out of control today.
But I said that's why I said that that's how we were conditioned to think though. And I'm not discrediting that. That is 100% true.
Conditioned by
That's
whom?
how
Conditioned by whom?
women
Conditioned by whom?
just conditioned by the
By whom?
family. I mean, if we're going to speak on a micro level,
Speak. I want by conditioned by whom? Men or women?
women more so. You're
Okay,
right.
well then, ma'am, men can't do anything about that. You said that's who we condition, and I'm saying who did the condition?
Mothers, at least my
That's
case.
how we were conditioned. Say women conditioned us. See, when you say we, that puts me and men like myself and other men in that system. We don't want to be in your mother's and women's shit. We want you to hold the women responsible for conditioning you to be single mothers.
That's absolutely true. But also, what I've seen in broken homes is women also condition their sons as well. So I wouldn't say it's only women. And I've seen it.
Ma'am, but if they're in a broken home, who broke that motherfucker? Who broke it? Who broke it? The husband, the mother, or the daughter? The mother or the mother or the mother or the father? No monologue. No, it depends. Who broke it? The mother or the father?
Don't know, because if I go back to my grandparents,
bullshit. The mothers break the homes. Bullshit.
No,
bullshit. Women continue. This is where the numbers come in. No, right? This is where the numbers come in. I don't care about your micro. In general, who is leaving relationships today? Is it men or is it women? Who's filing for divorce, ma'am?
It's today, but we can't only look at
yes,
today.
ma'am. Probably not. Okay.
Because
what number do you want to go back to? What number do you want to go back to? Because men have never been the ones breaking homes. See, this bullshit that y'all believe. When? What do you want to go back to? Okay, let's stop right here. Stop right here. What point in time? Stop. What point in time do you want to go back to so we can see? Give me a point in time.
I don't know.
You can't tell me today, ma'am.
I don't know. 1960s, 70s.
1960s and 70s. In the black community, we were married at a rate of 8 out of 10 up to 1965.
Okay.
So, what happened after that? No fault divorce, the Great
Hmm.
Society, and
Hmm.
government benefits,
Okay.
incentivizing women to be separate from their men.
But if we go off the basis of government assistance, it's majority of Caucasian women who are on government assistance. So
Man,
we can't say
man,
that
that is a
black women,
disingenuous statistic. That a larger percentage of the population, percentage wise, it's a
right?
non-starter. Don't give me this Caucasian women. You tell me when we are surpassing white people, you can tell me the problems of white people. See, prior to
Hmm.
1965, we didn't need the government stuff. The only reason you need a government that much is because you don't want your man. See, what I'm trying to get you to understand is this is the mindset of women. They believe so much bullshit that's put into
No,
their
I'm
heads by
kind of
women.
open to.
Well, but
Well,
the
I'm
thing is,
I'm
you saying
open
back in the
to learning
day,
about
men need to do
because
what?
it didn't
What can
just
men
start
do?
today. That's what I'm
What
saying.
can
Like
men do
it
when
didn't
women
start
walk
today.
away?
What was it again?
What can men do when women don't walk? What can a man do if women are free to come and go as they please?
They can't do anything, but then that's kind of like, oh well, society has taken the control away from black men, which
No,
they
no, 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 ma'am. See, black men, society hasn't taken control because the same government benefits exist for white
Hmm.
women, Hispanic women, Asian women, and Middle Eastern women. They stick with their men.
Hmm.
It ain't society, it's your choice.
Okay. But it's also been bred to draw the black
Bred
household
by
apart.
whom?
We it was bred. I mean, if we're talking about
The
that,
women, ma'am. Go
if
back
we're
to
talking
you.
about
No,
that
you
range,
no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. We have already got. You keep trying to say we were conditioned. Conditioned by
we
whom?
were,
Bred by
we were,
whom? Bred by whom?
we were bred. It could be from the mothers, from
Not
me,
could be,
or
ma'am. Not could
mothers,
be. Not could be.
but you gotta understand.
There
That's
is
what I'm
no
trying to
but.
say. But
There is
that's
no
what I'm
but. And
trying to
this is why I
say.
want you guys to
Like
understand.
it
This
didn't
is why
only
you should
start
avoid
today.
women like this. They are incorrigible.
That's fine.
Facts, data, statistics don't matter. They don't want to be accountable. They cannot hold themselves
I'm
accountable.
not
It
saying
always
that we're
has to
not
be
accountable,
somebody
though.
else. It always has to be other society.
From the streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got. I get that money.
I rebuke.
It burns. Oh, it burns.
You will never, ever get anywhere arguing back and forth.
Hey, guys, welcome back to Spotlight News. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And before we proceed, let's give respect to the fallen legend, Papa Kevin Samuels, for his good work he has done to the community. And may his work stay forever because it's so educative work. It will help you one another to motivate yourself out to have the life that you wish to have too, because at the same time, if you listen to his video, they are so productive and they are so developmental, educative, most especially through the feminism, married ones, the divorced ones, those who are applying from divorce, those who are planning to get married. They help you in friendship, communication skills, because I've seen a lot of ladies that come in and their communication skills are so down, and their communication skills are so poor. At the same time, they end up. I've seen a lot of divorced people, most especially ladies, most especially my gender. We have that weird character of arguing or with each other, that weird character of thinking we are what we are. But before you leave marriage, first look at your kids. How are your kids? How are you going to explain to your kids? Because I think in a family, one partner has to be calm, and that is a lady. You have to listen to your husband because at the end of the day, this is the head of the family. First of all, what I've seen is ladies, we don't want to admit the fact, or we don't want to accept the fact that we are below, we are low on many sides. We don't need to accept that. We don't accept the fact. So at the end of the day, we end up losing ourselves. We end up losing the ability to stand as women. We end up forgetting all what you have to do. And at the same time, you look at yourself and be like, this is going to be helpful for my kids or not. Before you move out, first look at your kids. How are they going to live without their dad or without their mom? So at the time you're quitting and you're like, you know what, man, I'm chilling this. You know what, man, I'm not going in for this. First look at your kids. Will it be favorable for them to grow up and they're like, our mom separate the family? Me as personally, 90% I would support a family that grows together with the mom and dad and the kids. It's far different from those ones who grow up with the single moms and dads. Am I right? You guys, you will be seeing these things in your community. But if you're to look at the kids that grow up with their both parents, they are far different from those who grow up with single moms, because at the end of the day these guys will be speaking hatred about marriage, and those kids, if you're to look and to follow the procedure, those kids, they end up being single moms, they end up seeing single dads because they didn't grow up with that bringing of a mom and dad. They didn't grow up with the picture of what a family means. So just something small, they end up divorcing, they end up leaving, they end up saying words, and the lady is like, man, we are quitting this. And some end up filing divorces because they fail to try, or they fail to work out their marriages, because they have that feeling already what their parents tell them, that you can be a good single, you can work smart and you have the money and you can be your what you have. At the same time, they end up resurfacing their families, which is not okay. And it's most commonly, most especially in this generation Z, it's most commonly you find someone young, very young, and they are singles. But if you're to follow their story at times, they are the cause of that. Someone, after messing up with a man and they get a kid over what somehow, and someone comes in and says, you know what, I think I made a mistake to produce for this person, yet they already have a kid. Instead of saying, let's make a proper family, let's pray for our family to grow, they end up like that. So bye bye. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I love you all, my fellow subscribers, and those who tune in.